Hello. My behavior change project involved the participant who was a 6-year-old male with ASD. He attends a first grade general education classroom. He has an aide about 50% of the time. He also has speech and OT therapies once a week. His ABA therapy that we provide is about 10 hours a week, about 2.5 hours for 4 weekdays after school. He has really excelled at his expressive language abilities very recently, and that's been amazing. Where he still struggles, though, is his receptive responding and intraverbal skills. They're pretty minimal. Nothing much has changed there, even though his expressive language has just been fantastic. So our goal is centered around receptive responding and accurate responding. Our target behavior definition defined accurate responding as responding accurately within 3 seconds to others when they initiate an interaction with him in the form of a greeting, an instruction, or a question. The measurement system I chose to use was a frequency count. We are interested in increasing the frequency and accuracy of his responding, and so that seemed the most appropriate. Every time he responded within 3 seconds with an accurate response to the question or instruction, he received a tally mark on his data sheet. The design we used was a reversal ABAB design. I was interested in really showing that a reversal back to baseline would dramatically decrease the rate of responding, and then that second intervention phase would also show that it increased, and so you could see those differences in responding based on baseline and based on treatment. During our baseline phase, the ABA therapists that worked with him ran their sessions as normal. They would ask him questions or give him instructions in the context of play or whatever activity or task they were doing. Typical questions were various WH questions: who, what, where, why. Again, in the context of play or an activity that they were engaged in. Instructions given were all very simple, one-step instructions. Put the toy here, sit here, hand me the red Lego, those kinds of things. During the treatment or the intervention phase, the ABA therapist used a joint attention strategy to get his attention prior to giving him a question or an instruction. So first they would call out his name using an elevated tone, then they would get and maintain eye contact, then they would give the question or the instruction. If he responded accurately within 3 seconds, he was given reinforcement in the form of social praise and access to a tangible preferred object for 30 seconds. If he did not respond accurately and within 3 seconds, reinforcement was blocked and withheld, and they went through the steps again, calling out his name, getting eye contact, and delivering the question or instruction. IOA data was collected during 25% of all baseline and treatment phases. The behavior consultant took the IOA data alongside the behavior interventionists who were taking their typical data. IOA ranged from 80 to 100% per session. Total count IOA was at 100%, so we had really great, reliable IOA data. The results for this behavior change project were pretty encouraging. During baseline, the participant was at about 46% of accurate responding. When we went to intervention phase, that jumped up to 78%. When we did the baseline reversal, it was down at about 40% accurate responding. And then when we did the second intervention phase, it jumped up to 94% accurate responding. So those were really encouraging results and showed us that the intervention plan was successful for him and did increase the frequency of his receptive responses. Generalization was utilized in the treatment plan based on various instructions and questions. All of those were varied. There was no specific questions asked, no repetitive questions asked, no repetitive instructions given. Again, it was all very natural environment in the context of what they were engaged in at the time. There are plans for generalizing with instructors and with environments. The next step is to get his teachers more involved as well as his parents more involved so that it's happening more consistently across the board in all the environments that he's in. There are also plans for the therapist to start attending community outings with the family as they have a difficult time with him in the community. And once we're in those community sessions, we can start running those programs and this intervention plan in that environment as well. The graph here that you can see to support the results, you can see that first baseline phase. Responding is pretty low. It's definitely higher in the treatment phase. When we return to baseline, it's again very low. And when we return to treatment phase, it's very high, again at 94%. And some sessions were 100% responding. So again, the intervention had very encouraging results and appeared to be successful, as we were able to demonstrate that the joint attention strategy produced higher rates for responding than the baseline. Plans for maintenance and future generation will be put in place. So thank you for listening. Have a great day.